for sure didn't even start streaming.
Okay, because I was just like, I can hear you talking, but I can't find you on the internet.
Happens once
I thought
in a
there
while.
was something wrong on my end.
Happens to the best of us. That's all right. Are we
That's a
are we
great
live?
intro.
Are we live? Is this working? Are we? Hello? Hello? I think hello. Is this working? Is this thing on? I just got a live streaming notification. I think we're on, right? Oh, you guys missed the best intro, but let's see if we can do it again. Double time. Hello and welcome back to You Are Legion. My name is Coy. I'm going to be your game master tonight. We're the only D&D game in the world where the audience can shape the story as the gods themselves. If you're watching live, because we're actually streaming live this time, you can use those Eternity Crystals to give any character, PC or NPC, show a little love to your DM, advantage or disadvantage on any roll. Just let us know in the chat who you want to be affecting. Now, meeting our heroes for the first or second time, depending on when this is. We got Michael Keane as Harold Gray. We have Sean Boyd as Elric Tiamaticus. And as our wizard, Sam Gilroy as Thaddeus Turnpike, who will be arriving not early, not late, but precisely when he means to. Without further ado, let's begin, because I had some stuff that I was explaining, and I'm going to have to explain it again. Let's go back to the drawing board. We find ourselves hundreds of meters up off the surface of Kryn. We can confirm we are online. Thank you, Alberta J88. We're officially online. We are hundreds of meters above the northern Kryn, where we are just leaving Calaman behind, the great city on the Bay of Calaman, sheathed in a magical orb of celestial protective magic. Our party is being guided by Becklin Uthviharan, Paladin of the Salamnic Order, leader of the Omega Squadron, a crack team of constructs from the ancient war, Celestial War, 350 years ago. And we are headed to the Three Moons Vault, where the fifth piece of the 7-section staff is being reassembled by these great heroes of yore, where once combined they may have the power equal enough to challenge the great Archlich, not Vecna, Nere, because we homebrew things here. But in case anyone wants to look him up online, just look at his. We don't dead name Nere, so we're going to stick with Nere. As we are traveling, we last left off with Becklin unrolling this ancient map of the region to start talking a bit of strategy. So I'm going to pull us over to this wonderful little map. Very high quality. You can see only the greatest scribes worked on this map. The greatest gnomish and elven scribes worked on where this Three Moons Vault is.
So much detail.
Extremely. You know what? This is the type of AI art I can get behind. The type of stuff that is easily reproducible by humans, but this human would rather fight with AI and prompts than draw it himself. And let that be a lesson to the rest of you economists out there. But we're in fantasy realm. No more money business. Becklin unrolls this parchment. It is cracked and aging. And she has this simple drawing that you see in front of you. She says, "Oh, this is slightly embarrassing. I wish I had reviewed this before showing you. This is what I was given on the assignment. As you can see, it is not highly detailed, but we can assume it's accurate, as there is that one tower shown in ruins after the celestial object hit it about 300 years ago during the cataclysm. So probably sometime in the last 200 years this was written."
Well, it seems very direct. I don't know what we have to worry about. We're flying over all of these mountains.
Correct. We're flying over, coming in this direction.
Any sense of how far it is to, if we land in that little pass in front of the road, to the actual castle, rather than landing on the grounds itself?
Landing in the mountains would probably
scale.
Short of we would probably lose a lot of time that we saved in using the airship to arrive. That being said, unless we stick to a very low altitude, we might be seen by any watches at the Three Moons Vault. If you're trying to arrive unseen, then I would suggest landing the airship as far away as we can manage. It would be faster on the road than through mountainous regions, unless any of you have a local guide or are experienced in traveling through the wilderness.
What does this say down here? And Elric points to that.
Ah. Yes. This is an old common. It's indicating a final marker as to where the blue fire wardens extend their control of the region. After that point, danger to all those who are not of the lycanthrope kin.
And we have no sense, for instance, if we land at that threshold, how long that road is in terms of days of travel.
From that point on the road, if you were to go by horse, you could do about 5 hours. To be honest, when you said you wanted the airship, I thought we were just going to come in high and drop in on them.
Harold, thoughts?
Would prefer stealth.
That's kind of where I'm leaning as well.
How
All right.
about Strux?
I suppose if you wanted to wait until nightfall, if we stayed at an upper atmosphere of a few thousand meters, might be pretty difficult to see against a dark sky. If it's clouds, we might be able to get above them. I know the wizard can fall. I see your wings. That would be the fastest and wouldn't be really noticed until we kind of land.
So the plan is still to ask for the help, correct? With this trade, right? That you have something to trade for this?
No trade, just an old agreement. They're technically keeping those artifacts safe for Solamnia. We allow them the freedom to control the region.
All
Precisely
right.
on time.
Boo!
How many
You
horses?
turn it down?
How many horses do you have on this ship?
On the ship, none. As I said,
Great.
I fully assumed we were just dropping in on them. Just as a catch-up, Sam, just reviewing this lovely map, high-quality map that Becklin realized she should have reviewed before opening it. And just discussing potentials. The cross there in the south marks the end of the territory that the werewolf clan claims as their own, the Blue Fire Wardens. But Becklin had assumed that you were all just going to fly really high above the tower and just drop in on it.
Got it.
Harold, I am happy for the drop to happen, but that would require you to drop with me or
mean,
Thad.
I've feathers fall.
Oh,
Lost
you're
you there,
muted,
buddy.
Micah.
Ah, yes. I muted to ask Aaron to turn it down and then muted.
Oh.
when I was about to speak. But
Can you turn it down?
uh, sure, let's draw.
You want to go with that, or do you want to go with me?
I would prefer to feather fall.
All right. So when this whole thing goes upside down, how do we alert you to come in with your shock troops, Becklin?
We could drop in with you.
I'm concerned showing such a strength of force would send the wrong message.
They're the ones in uniform. We look like a bunch of pillagers.
All right. All right. Drop in with us, Becklin.
Last question. Are we going to need the airship again? I was
Well, I'm
just
not.
fine
not-
with kind of letting
I'm-
it crash when and wherever it does.
No, I don't want to walk back. So, do we need to leave someone on the ship? Is what you're saying?
I'll have to leave one of my squadron, but we can leave.
I guess I didn't realize your entire squad was also helming and managing this ship.
Very minimal at this point. It's all centralized. Anyone could do it.
All right. Then just leave anyone to do it, and the rest will drop. Is everyone okay with that
Sounds
plan?
good.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. We leave it to you to get into the right height and range, and you just let us know.
All right. Let's do it. I'll give you heads up when we're an hour out, and you have some time on your hands. Dismissed. She stands up, goes over to her crew, gives one order to most of them, a second order to one of them. Five of them go down lower deck. One of them goes up into the control space. She's just getting herself ready. Is there anything anyone would like to do? It's a 12-hour, roughly 12 hours. It's enough time to be able to take a long rest if you're interested in doing that. Otherwise, you can just let me know kind of how you prepare or spend the time.
I don't have anything. My whole character sheet should be reset because I've had so many rests over the last week. I got nothing. I have nothing that needs to be like done.
Cool.
I mean, he's been champing at the bit all week to get here, so I think he's pretty prepared.
Hell yeah. Everyone's ready.
I mean,
Love it.
Thad is definitely, yeah, Thad is definitely gonna go back to his room, his big, like, best room on the ship room. And is there a way to take a bath and take a long rest, like, before we go into this? Does this ship have a working?
Yeah. You could get some. Let me just. I want to bring up. Our little weather top. Yeah, there's definitely a way to get some. You can definitely get a large enough basin. The question is whether you want to like heat it up with magical power or with more like contemporary real fire. But either way, you have enough time. So it's kind of it's like a narrative call as to whether Thad's using.
Oh, then I definitely will magic it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. You're able to get a big basin of water up. There's enough time that at this point even.
Wait. I just realized I could do something since we have time for a long rest, and I can
Yeah.
cast a spell before a long rest.
Okay.
As I go into my room, I'm actually gonna take out one of the, I believe, one of the miniature portals that like a while ago, I believe that I spent some time carving. And instead
Okay.
of going back to even though I picked the best room in the house, I am going to cast Magnificent Mansion.
In the room.
Yeah.
God.
She'd be like, this is a pretty good room. You know how it could be better if it was even bigger. Awesome.
And like I just as some sort of like reflexive practice, knowing that I'm gonna have enough time to recharge now that we have access to, I'm not sure if I have even cast something of the range of a seventh level spell. I think I've tapped out of only casting sixth level spells.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be more of also like it's half of yeah, we can do better and more like I think I know how to do this. What does it feel like to channel uh this much magic? Plus we're not crashing the ship and it lasts for 24 hours. So
Oh yeah. Nice. So you cast this. Turning a master suite on an airship into a mansion on the inside. Doctor Who, eat your heart out. Just doubling down on the scale of this. I think once if you're using the mansion spell, I would say like once in that mansion, hot water is like ready to go. You basically have the magical equivalent of internal plumbing.
oh,
It's like on
have you
tap.
read I it's not just that I walk in and I do quickly because I do have messages at cantrip. Like after I make it, I do like ping uh both of my party members with message being like, I have if you're hungry, come to my room. I'm just gonna like point that in either direction because I have a spread that can fit 100 a sufficient food to serve a 9 course banquet for up to 100 people.
Oh my god.
And yes, the staff of 100 nearly transparent servants definitely get on making me my bath. And the interior of it looks kind of like one of my uh, like the residential mansion palace longhouse thing that I grew up in.
Nice. In that kind of like
Yeah, that
handcrafted
sort of
runes
creepy.
and in
Yeah.
that what would it be? The Viking kind of styling in that Nordic Viking
Just
style.
kind of just well, yeah, just kind of like something that used to be serve real military use but hasn't in a really long time, and so successive generations have tried to make it like look
More
aesthetically pleasing
generations
in
of
the
becoming more
style.
stylized, losing its
Yeah,
functionality, but like still
yeah,
based in
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Love that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Totally cool. Yeah, this is a turnpike mansion, however magical it may be.
And then I'm gonna take a bath and rest. Yep.
Love that. Love that. Just chilling out, having some rest. Um, Elric, in a lead up to this is one of the longest rests between full on battles that you've had in a long time. It's also the most formal lead up to a potential engagement, whether or not it's violent. But this, like, you have your own ship taking you to a drop point, to an arrival. You're not having to, like, walk through some desecrated landscape for months to get here. You're getting. Like, this is close to. This is full on military now.
Yeah, yeah, lots of luxury here.
Yeah. How is Aelric taking that time?
Well, he did pack up the goblets. I made mention of that. So he has the goblets with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's he brings the goblets out. He was gonna set them up on the floor, but then he doesn't get frustrated by it, but he's been working at this now for a full week with no forward movement. So
Mm,
he's gonna just kind of drop him to the side. He's just gonna like drop him to the side, and he's gonna go out on deck.
okay. Yeah, the
Yeah,
wind
and I'm
is very powerful out there. It's cold. You're now getting up to the point where people are like ants, getting real hot.
yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna go out on deck, and let me see what this map looks like. So I'm gonna go. So if I'm up on deck here, I'm gonna go as far forward as I possibly can.
Yeah, that'd be that fire on level 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go right there, and then on the other side of that fire, right at that tip of that thing, he's not gonna do a. Yeah, he's gonna go right there. Um, he's gonna take his little homemade chisel and hammer out.
Okay.
Okay.
Wind
And
buffeting.
so, yep, and he's just gonna bend down there, and with the chisel alone, he's gonna carve the Tiamat logo onto the deck,
Okay.
and then with his little hammer in Draconic, he is going to write surrender underneath it.
Surrender. Give me an Arcana check.
Perfect. That has something to do with wisdom, right?
Or intelligence. I think Arcana might be intelligence based.
Oh, it's even worse. My intelligence is even worse.
Let me find your worst.
No, I'll get
attribute.
you. I got you. Yeah, it is intelligence. I don't have any bonuses with this at all.
Hell yeah,
So,
straight roll.
straight roll. Hell yeah. How'd that go? 17. All right.
17. The 17. You finish tapping surrender, and you feel the beginnings of some spatters of rain on your face, and you look up and you see lightning crashing down in front of you as you're heading towards these sharp Dargard mountains that push the clouds up, create this rain block.
Yeah.
And you are moving up in an escalating path that will likely take you above, but probably through these. And lightning fires, there's a rumble, and the early rain starts to get onto your scales.
How fast is this ship going? If you had to put it in terms of like movement with respect to how fast any of our characters move. Is it like 4 times as fast? Is it 3 times as fast?
So it's kind of crazy because like the way that D&D movement works is if you actually take like 60 feet of movement per 10 seconds and time that, like every D&D player character is like faster than Usain Bolt very quickly. If you just like dash and run everything. So it's kind of like the way that people move over like longer periods of time versus like in combat is a little disconnected according to the logic of D&D. The ship right now is going about 20 knots, like nautical terms. So that's like just over 20 miles an hour.
Okay. I can't outfly it is what I'm saying. So yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna hold.
So
No,
if
I'm
you
just gonna
wanted to try
hold.
to get ahead of it, you could like roll some athletics checks and stuff, and you could try for sure.
Now I'm gonna hold until we're in the storm.
Okay, cool. Harold, what are you doing? Thaddeus does not notice this storm, by the way. Thaddeus is in a magical fantasy castle, like mansion, getting wined and dined by 20 magical servants, like it's Fantasia. You could be in the middle of a massive hurricane and he would not notice. It would only come through the little magical door. Harold, what are you doing while you're waiting? At a certain point, the rain starts to pick up? Where do we find as the rain starts to pick up to a point where the hatches start needing to be battened down?
Harold is found a position in, I guess, in the prow.
Mhm.
Just sort of staring out from behind the panes of glass into the weather.
Amazing. So you're actually like a couple meters behind Aelric, in that
But
same
inside.
spot, but inside. Yeah, fully just like
Yeah.
inside, short, short halfling looking out through the pounding rain, oncoming, looking towards this hulking, over 6 feet tall, blue scale dragonborn, wings tucked, standing at the front, king of the world, as we come towards this thunderstorm. The ship goes into the shadow of the anvil of this massive cumulus cloud, everything gets dark, and then the fog just blankets the ship, and visibility goes to it with no reference points. It's hard to tell whether it's 5 feet or 20 feet. Elric, you're able to turn around and see the ship behind you, so it's not like nothing. But when looking out in front, it's impossible to tell how much you're seeing beyond just 10 feet past the prow because it's thick with clouds. It is very wet in the cloud, and every once in a while, lightning flashing, brightening up the whole place, and near immediately the crash of thunder as it's happening very, very close. What do you do, Elric, as we are traveling through this thunderstorm?
I am holding just to see if anything comes out of the storm. And I'm just gonna hold. I'm gonna hold ground,
Hell yeah!
and I'm just holding ground. Like, I mean, can it blow me over? I mean, maybe, but it'd basically be moving like half of the car to blow me over.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I'm confident. And then if it starts to get even more kind of like troubling, I'll go straight up into the storm and leave the deck
Okay.
rather than getting tousled around on my butt.
Okay. Elric, as you're looking out, defiant to this storm, in the lightning strikes, you think you see a figure, a curved shape like the neck of a massive dragon, bigger than any you've ever seen. This is on a gargantuan scale, almost too big to be plausible, but within the flashing, almost like a silhouette through the rain. You can see it to the side, and then in the next flash, almost like it's turned towards you. And another flash, lightning streaking almost out of the mouth of this silhouetted dragon neck.
Great. Is it something I can fly to or no?
You could try, yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Hell yeah. Harold, you see Elric leap off the prow, wings open, dive below the deck, and then swoop back up, catching the wind above, and very quickly disappears into the clouds in the darkness of this rain. Elric.
Harold finishes his cigarette, puts it out under his boot, opens the door, and walks outside.
Open the door. The door like pulls from your hand as the wind just whips it. Rain coming in heavy, lightning crashing and booming just outside. You are not sure you would be able to yell to Haelric from the open doorway, let alone have him hear you beyond sight in the air. Elric, you're searching for this dragon's head somewhere in...
Yeah. I'm just going to go flying towards the last place I could see it. I mean, as best as I can make out in this storm and the wind and if you need me to roll these athletic checks to stay on track, I'm happy to do that.
You fly like a seabird through a storm, fully idiotic, and yet this is just life. Aelric, when he
Okay.
makes his choice,
Right.
he makes a choice, right? Some birds, they have to hide from the rain. Some, they just fly through it. Aelric is the latter
Right.
of any
Okay.
flying creature.
Fair.
He will not be cowed by simple weather, even if that weather could be massively destructive.
Yeah.
Aelric, as you are flying, I'm going to ask for a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Okay.
This will be a DC 16.
19.
19. With a 19, Aelric, you are able to avoid a massive explosion of lightning that comes rocketing through to your where you just were. You're able to drop a wingtip, pull, arc your way out. You can feel the static charge from the metal on your clothes as it discharges from how close you got to that lightning. Do you choose to keep going?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just driving.
Amazing. Give me another dexterity save.
Yeah. I mean, let it knock me out of the air. Oh, it's gonna have to earn it. 16.
On a 16, perfectly on the DC. Elric, you this time even closer, having to tuck your wings just to drop to avoid and recatching yourself, having fallen easily over 100 feet, just so fast at this height, but also able to scoop back up and pull yourself up. As you pull yourself up through a vertical tier, you explode out of the top of this anvil. And there is a quiet all of a sudden as you are above the raindrops and you are now have this vision stretching far beyond above all of these clouds. I'm going to ask for a final dexterity saving throw.
This will be the one that sends me to the ground. Okay. 13. Oh, went down
13.
3 every time. Oof, brutal.
With
I
a
mean, I could throw an
13.
Indomitable there if I wanted to, I guess. But that's all right. I'll take the hit. Let it hit
Yeah?
me.
All right.
Yeah.
Eric, you burst out. You see the stars because it's twilight already. The sun setting below the Dargard Mountains, even at this height. The stars open up on this above the clouds, this cloudless sky, and you see the 3 moons of Kryn that you grew up with. And for a moment there, the 3 moons appear almost like 3 eyes of 3 one-eyed jacks, kind of 3 dragons in profile, circling each other in the same manner as those 5 claws of Tiamat that is her symbol. And
Okay.
as you look into the red moon, you almost think you see a pupil in its center, and you could almost swear you see a blink before a bolt of lightning races out from below you and catches you, dealing 25 lightning damage.
It actually does 12.
Ayo!
Because he's resistant.
Resistant! Amazing. You're resistant to lightning. The lightning follows you up, hits you. This is something that would kill a horse. And it is something that you brush off with ease. In this charge, the tension of the lightning, the crackling in the air, comes across almost like laughter.
Okay.
And as you maintain your distance, your altitude here above the clouds,
Yeah.
the weather top bursts out next to you, and the two of you are now above the top of this cloud system, with the creaking, massive scale of the weather top erupting next to you. The liminal, weak quality between magic and reality is shuttered, and you are back to a very tangible world. Even if you are suspended hundreds of meters above the ground next to an airship magically flying, it is still tangible in a different way.
Sure. Yeah.
Incredible. Harold, you also see Harold soaking wet on the prow of the ship, trying in that typical way of his not to have an aneurysm. As he is searching the horizon, and catches your eyes, as the two of you kind of have a moment of, okay, you're alive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since it's all kind of broken now, Elric will just, fold the wings, dive bomb down, and then just like pop and land there at the right by
Beautiful.
Harold, and then go over to him.
Wipe yourself off. Yeah. Two of you super wet. I think actually probably most of the wet just sizzled off when you got hit by lightning. So when you land, you are dry at this point. And Harold is absolutely looks like he just like stepped out of a tub, fully soaked. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, bud. Sorry, man. Elric will walk right up to Harold.
Oh, what I was gonna say is Harold just kind of grunts at Elric and opens back the door to go inside the boat, the weather top, and says, "Coming in."
Yeah, I was trying to have a conversation, but ended up being one-sided.
Amazing.
Follows Harold in.
Hell yeah. From that point on, it is quiet. Now above the weather system, as the sun is setting, there is just the simple wind, but it doesn't buffet as much as it does at the lower altitudes. It is constant and strong, but liminal flow, I think, is the word that scientists would use in our world. Shortly before midnight, there is a knock as Becklin Uthviharan comes around to each one of your rooms, knocking politely, not opening the doors if there is one closed, and just saying, giving you 30 minutes to get ready. When she is, you'll find her waiting at the stern on deck 4, at that massive tail deck, where many years ago Thad spotted his first dragon, I believe, in that same location.
You're muted.
So, Elric is gonna, when we get the knock, do we all kind of come out of our rooms? Is that the deal, or?
If you want to talk to her, it's kind of more of the like, it's like, curtain in 30.
I want to talk to the party. I don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to the party.
Yeah. No, she just kind of knocks, like gives you a time warning, keeps moving, and then she'll be waiting for you at that stern fire pit when you're ready. So you let me know when you arrive, or you can let me know whatever you want to do before you arrive.
Great. So Elric's gonna. I mean, Harold, you're in a different part of the ship, right? I mean, you're not in this kind of like luxury part of the ship. Didn't you go to like somewhere else?
Yeah, small guy, small room.
Okay. I don't really want to have two conversations, but Elric will go to Thad first and knock on the door. Try to
Elric, you knock on the door. There's no response.
No, he answers. Yeah.
Okay, that answers, and it's like a different an aura
No,
of scented
nobody. No,
candles?
there's nobody. So I need to be specific.
Okay, yeah.
Inside of my room, on the opposite wall of the door, there is now like a portal door. I haven't made it invisible, although I could,
Okay.
against a wall. And so I'm using that room as almost like the foyer to. So when he knocks, nobody answers.
Okay, great. So then he'll try to go down to Harold then.
The door's unlocked. Like if you tried to open my door, you would get in, but I don't know like how
Well,
far you
I
would. But
don't
if
know.
you
I don't know
just
that.
knock, nobody.
Yeah, Elric's not going to just walk into your room, man. So
Yeah, you knock on the
it's
door,
not an
no
emergency.
response.
Yeah, it's not an emergency. So he'll go try to find Harold again.
Awesome. Yeah, you go down to the main deck for normal. What is it called? It's second. It's not first class. I don't think. Yeah, no, it is actually the first class rooms. Harold, is there anything you did to indicate which room, or is Aelric going to just be checking each one?
I think he's probably checking each one, but it's probably the one that smells like cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah, amazing.
That's
Yeah,
very fair.
check the first door, and
At
then
this
it's like,
point,
wait a minute, no,
Yeah.
you can smell the.
yeah, I could
the
always
tobacco.
track my dad down with that same way, in real life. Like I could always know. I knew his brand, so yeah, that makes total sense.
There you go. Love it. Yeah, yeah.
And a little like brimstone.
Fantastic. Well, right. All right. So once he finds Harold, he just is gonna wait for Harold to come out of his room then, and as they're moseying up to the deck, Elric I want to share a little bit with Harold, if that's okay. Just a quick share here.
Yeah.
Great. So Elric says to Harold, "What do you know about dreams?"
This is a bad question.
Okay. Well,
There's things that happen when I sleep.
okay. I'm being visited in my dreams by my namesake, not my family, but the former god of my namesake. I think that's why I was up in the storm. I keep seeing shapes. I keep being asked to make some choice. I keep being driven to make some new path. All this temptation. It's exhausting. I can't sleep through the night. I don't know. Any thoughts about any of that? I'm not used to having to deal with this type of interference.
Is it interference?
I mean, with my sleep. And it has some sense, this voice seems to think that it owns me in some way, that it has some purpose for me. And I keep daring it to show itself in actual tangible form so we can work it out. But it's capricious and weak, keeps running away. And I don't know. I think it's one of the reasons my family left it in the first place.
Elric, when I dream, I either dream things I'd rather forget
Okay.
or remember things that make me prefer not to wake up. I am
All right.
thankful for those nights when my sleep is undisturbed by them. Perhaps this isn't something coming from outside of you. Perhaps this is just you processing.
Oh. Okay. No, okay. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Or a god is visiting you in your sleep. A god that tried to kill us, in which case we've got a much larger problem. So let's go find Thad.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so put out by this whole situation. I have enough inside of me as it is. All these damn souls and it just makes me crazy. All right, let's go.
Harold knocks on Thad's door. When there is
Uh,
no response, Harold just walks in.
you see,
Yeah, Elric will say. Actually, Elric, as he's knocking, no one's in there. I've already knocked. So,
uh,
so yeah.
you see, I have not used the room at all. The bed is still made, and against the other wall, there is just sort of this. Um, uh, it's sort of like sometimes in video games, how like it'll be black, so the black lines in the drawing will be white.
Mm.
It's like that. There's like a door that's kind of like that against the other wall.
Yes, wizard things. Harold knocks on the inner door.
Uh, that
Yeah.
one opens, and you see immediately sort of the smell of food wafts out of you,
Is this your
and
butler? Would this
yeah,
be your butler?
yeah.
I love it. It's
I'm
like,
currently across in like the corner. You see me getting a haircut and a trim at the same time, and
God.
another floating to me is my freshly mended, like fully cleaned and like outdid clothes. And there's food there, and I also like I don't know how much time it is until we're like supposed to be go time, but I do have an unseen servant like stage managing coming over and like reminding me of the time. I look incredibly well rested if it's been like close to
so my big question at this point is like, these servants, are these like are these like random humans? Are they like spirits? Is this like a like a Being John Malkovich thing where they're all like versions of Thad?
they're no, they're very they're not humanoid looking.
Okay.
They're like
All just members of his family.
They're all just members of Thad's family.
Parents.
no, they're kind of like very translucent, almost again like basic model from a video game.
Hmm.
Uh they're shadow people, but not in a scary way. You know what I mean? They're kind of almost sort of cartoony, although maybe at the finer, sort of more dexterous things that are going on by my beard and with my
Mhm.
hair at the current moment as they're putting the finishing touches on it, the hands might look kind of like creepily humanoid, like that might get a little weird, but
Kind of
mostly
maquettes.
they're kind of like cartoony and a little goofy, but they're translucent, shadowy figures.
Cool, like artist maquettes or fashion maquettes brought to life almost.
Yeah. However,
Sounds kind
there's
of
nothing shadowy about your surroundings. Like all the furniture, it looks like a
sweet.
very well lit, like, again,
Nice.
Nordmar.
I think Thad, you probably noticed them coming in when there's a brief like pause in the sharp blades near your head, which is like as a way of kind of allowing you to see them and react without any danger coming to you. And it also like by stopping it, kind of prompting a opening of your eyes to be what is those are my friends right there.
Ah, welcome. I need 2 more minutes. Um, as they
Nice.
go back.
That's getting a full mani pedi at the
Grimacing.
same time. There's like proper. I don't know if any of
No,
you
so
would
I'm not
actually
there is like as the hair gets worked on, it's a foot massage. There is like the end of
just a
my
foot
boots are
massage.
being put on, my well polished like boots are being brought to me from a multiple.
Yeah.
You can tell that there are rooms that extend out from this sort of larger
Pungent oils and essential oils. things being worked into Thad's hair to provide a nice sheen and volume as he works. Normally, Thad has. I don't think any of you have seen him do this practically. Like, you've seen the outcome of this type of behavior with his thaumaturgy, or not his prestidigitation spell will kind of create a outcome of what he's. But now you are seeing the actual effort required to reproduce that simple spell, which is a lot of specialized people, very focused for many hours.
Also, one of my shadow butlers comes up and add you. The dinner spread from when I first cast it has been now replaced by a collection of like sort of breakfast, sort of hand pies, of various. There's a vegetarian option, sort of a meat. The one comes over and pass like there's just one holding it in case you want one.
Love that, steaming hot, incredible. Seen but not heard groundskeepers and chefs and butlers, and wonderful. So in this last 30 minutes, you have a last 30 minutes to scarf a little food, maybe get a shave, for anyone who grows facial hair.
Harold just looks at Aelric and then wanders over to the food.
Amazing.
And Aelric, once that all goes down, just basically looks at that and says, "We're waiting on you, so whenever you're ready."
We still have, and then I turn over to the what's 10 till 10 minutes till. That has been gearing up to get there exactly 10 minutes beforehand.
Okay.
Amazing. I think you just literally have like two of these unseen servants with digit cards that are just like flipping for the numbers. It's just
Fantastic.
labor's cheap.
Please have something to eat. The beds are
Yeah.
rather comfortable, I have to say.
Well, after Harold goes over and he said his piece, and Thad insists on staying, Aelric will go eat.
Nice.
You do notice, by the way, as you look at the doors for the other room, there isn't like a single door. Everything is actually big enough for you in your frame to not feel uncomfortable by anything that's going on, unlike most human architecture, I would feel.
Oh, we got muted again.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's. Yeah, I mean,
There's like a chair that all should be comfortable. You can see there's regular sized chairs. There's actually two that would fit creatures. Everything is sort of planned out for different size
For the party?
things to be
Okay.
Yeah, no, because it's So that did
That's
make
great.
sure.
Dad,
Yes.
Aelric has a question.
Oh, yes. What can you tell me about dreams? I'm having recurring dreams. I'm being compelled by Tiamat, or Katisis, or whatever we're calling her. I'm getting bullied into making some choice to try to forge some path, to claim my power. All of this same old stuff that these evil gods lay on us. It's exhausting.
DM, is this wizard knowledge because it's like a created creature that has existed on Kryn that would be in the magical annals, and this I would know something, or is this cleric stuff?
I'd say give me a Arcana check. This is going to be DC 15. Jesus.
28.
28. With a 28.
I mean, it's a 16. It was a natural 16.
Natural 16 plus 12. Amazing. Thad, I think you immediately, with a 28, you're immediately able to just avoid kind of considerations that are dead ends. The major thing here that someone may look over is that Aelric is a dragonborn, Aelric is not a human. If a human were to be receiving these types of dreams, that might mean something. When a dragonborn is getting these types of dreams, it means something very different. For creatures that have a hereditary connection to supernatural or mythical beings, they have a physical connection to the entities that created them, to these immortal powers, which allows them a different direct connection to said powers. Sometimes that means they have access to being able to cast magic or innate immunities. But it can work in other ways where that it's almost like magically a built-in connection that instead of the mortal taking advantage of the power of the immortal, it can work the other way. And the immortal can use that connection to connect to or reach out to any of the mortals that share that trait.
Well, again, I'm by no means an expert on this, but it sounds like due to your unique heritage and your relationships to her, that this is an opportunity where you could either seize power from her, but at the same time, she could be trying to connect with you for some championing reason. But I don't think that this is a thing that you can either fight or negate. I think at some point you will have to embrace it.
Well, every night I fall asleep and I have some version of this dream, and it is disruptive. And I've tried to call this thing down so we could talk about it and work this thing out, but it keeps. I don't know. It seems. It just seems like games to me. Maybe it's
Well,
because we've dealt with so many of these powerful creatures by now, and we've dealt with so many intricacies of different planes and gods and being tossed around like toys for the last years. I'm just it's enough to make me it's just enough to make me wish myself human again. It's ridiculous.
instead of calling it down in the dreams and fighting against them, much like you turned the table over immediately with Strahd, maybe without trusting it fully, without giving it control, without losing any of yourself, follow what you feel like you should be doing rather than fighting the experience in and of itself.
Yeah. I was just trying to accelerate the inevitable here, try to get it out of our way so we wouldn't have to deal with it while we were dealing with this rod as well, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be possible. To be clear, I've been trying to call it up in real life. I just tried to fly up and meet it in the storm. That's what you saw me do up there.
Harold like pausing mid bite from like 10 feet away to be like,
My friend, you
Okay.
should not be trying to summon anything here in the world. If you're saying before that it's slippery, this is something that you and us, we, because we are your friends and will help you through it, must face. So again, may I say, the next time you fall asleep after we slaughter whoever we need to and get the part of the staff that we need to, we can all come back here. There's a room that's big enough for you, by the way. A bed that won't feel small or something that you'll have to make. Then you
All
can
right.
dream and we'll be here and you can face it head on.
Okay. All right.
No, apologize.
I just wanted you guys to have full information. It feels like ever since we got back from that one plane where we were both other people and at the same time ourselves, and what we've dealt with coming back, that is the thing that I shared with you. It just feels like there's so many intricate things that I am not meaning to, but have been hiding and struggling with, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So making sure that you have the full breadth, because this will definitely affect you if this dragon comes into our life. So I appreciate your input. Thank you, Harold. Sorry to put more on your plate, as you humans say. Let's go kill some lycanthrope.
Harold literally has a plate with like 12 pies on it, and he kind of looks down to it and then looks at you and shrugs.
Great.
Amazing. Awesome. You scarf a last few pieces of pie into your face, finish up, get a nice hot towel, make sure you're moisturized, Thad, and set yourselves out to the aft deck of the Weathertop, where you find Becklin Uthviharen with four of her constructs, three being the old kind of mechanical robotic constructs, and the one that liquid metal androgynous humanoid form that doesn't seem to have any weapons on it, whereas the other one's loaded with long swords and rifles. Becklin is just doing a gear check on her constructs as you arrive. She sees you all. I'm just going to do a little. She looks you over very quickly, offhand, while double checking the final of one of her constructs, strapping some stuff down, talking to you over her shoulder. All right, we are T-minus 1 minute till jump. Assume you're all ready?
Do the pies, like, disappear like fairy pies when you leave Fairyland?
That's a good question.
I think that let me double check on food. I mean, the food is
question.
sustenance. The spell is clear on that, but I believe that furnishing and other objects created by this spell dissipate into smoke. Yeah, but they continue to be filling inside of your stomach.
Harold's bag looks much smaller.
I was like, these we're going in one bite. Where did they go? Incredible. So Becklin is turned. Sorry, yeah.
I do smuggle. I take a huge bite of pie as I am leaving, so I do have like a trunk. I'm gonna use my meat body as like the shield to
Classic.
To keep it. I prefer to chew it in my mouth.
Oh my god.
How do you find the loophole in wizardry, right? It's like, it's perfectly inside me, therefore it will not turn to dust. Amazing. Crumbs on both Aelric and Harold, kind of dusting off these crumbs as you're standing next to stock still perfect soldier robots, 3 soldier robots, and this glistening humanoid androgynous form, also robotic, Becklin in massive power armor, turning, looking at you. You can just see fully the helm is back on, open just slightly. You know, this is those massive thing comes up when you're standing anywhere equal or lower than her. It's like the bottom of the beaver and the chest plate comes up to like just about her nose. Says, I assume you're all ready? We are good to go. I will give you the call. If you are looking to arrive without notice, we can give you a minute.
No. Insert together.
Well done. All right. We will go. And T-minus, and she counts you all down. You
As
stepped...
she's doing the countdown,
Yeah.
I say, is that a new model, Becklin?
Oh, yeah. She looks to that from the new one to you. She says, Yes. Something that means it means something different after what you told me earlier today, but we'll catch up about that afterwards, I suppose.
Yes.
Ta.
I do imagine that armor would look fantastic on you. And then he grabs Thad's hand to get the spell.
As that's been going on, I have casted mage armor on myself, as well as my
Hell
once
yeah.
per day use of long strider on myself.
Sweet. Yeah, now's the time to do those castings. The soldiers all back up to the edge. If you've ever seen scuba divers go into the water off of a boat, you sit on the edge facing inwards, and you just tip backwards off the edge of the boat. They all just sit there at the edge, and then one by one, they all just slip off silently. And as you all follow, I am going to ask for anyone who is looking to fall with any type of silence or stealth can give me a stealth roll with advantage because of the nature of this.
I don't know what if this adds the difficulty or disadvantage for me, but as we go holding hands, I like fumble the grip, and so we're no longer holding hands as we're falling, and keeping silent, make like, oh no, we're panic faces. As I before we go into full silence, cast Featherfall. It's on site. We do not have to be. I don't have to push you for it.
Okay. Amazing.
Stealth advantage.
The Omega Squadron rolls very well on their stealth. They fall in absolute silence. For anyone else looking to roll, this is a stealth with advantage. Your DC will be. Let me just double check here. DC is 16 is your DC. And as you fall, I'll also ask anyone who's looking to get a sense of the surroundings or their landing zone to give me a perception check.
I'm going to use Lucky on the stealth check.
Cool.
Okay, passed.
Hell yeah. 17.
25 on the perception check.
Nice. Aelric got a 14, was it? On the stealth? And Thad, did you get a stealth roll? I didn't see a stealth roll for Thad.
I thought he got
Aelric.
like
No,
a
I
19.
did. I got a 19.
Oh, you did? Okay, so Aelric is
But I had 10
the...
on perception.
Okay. With a 10, it is dark. You are falling fast. You see you're on target. With a Herald, you got a 25 perception. With a 25 perception, Herald, you are falling towards a tower at night. It is supposed to be occupied, but you can see that there are no lights on in this tower. Also, as with this great roll, as you fall, looking out to the surrounding area, you see in the distance, approaching in pillared formation, the lights of an army on the march. It is moving towards the tower. And on a 25, you see below you a small figure standing on a moonlight surface that extends between the tops of these three towers of the Three Moon vault. The figure is wearing the full robes, either a scholar or a mage's uniform. You see this as you fall. And with a stealth of... Aelric only got a 14. With a stealth of 14, you all are going to land, and this mage will be acting. Will be able to act before the first initiative order, as they were able to notice Aelric coming in. But they only see Aelric coming in. Yeah.
They only see Alaric coming in. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do something about that?
Yeah. What would you like to do? You're all falling at terminal velocity, right? But none of you are moving or doing anything. So you're just like dark spots in a dark sky falling. If anything, Aelric was caught because his wings created like a different movement and scale and size to him. Looks almost like a bird, easy to kind of much easier to pick up than these points of light falling. Vikavar, you can give advantage.
How far away am I from this guy right now? Like more than 500 feet, would you say?
You could wait until you're within 500 feet. Yeah, this is you're falling at a terminal velocity, so like D&D doesn't work very well with like.
I mean, I have Featherfall on, so I'm not going that fast, but
I think Featherfall only activates when you're within a few feet of the ground, so you
So
fall.
so if you really,
I'm gonna roll this
what-
advantage really fast.
Because
Okay.
this is actually an important question, I guess, because I might have to cast it more than once, but it actually reduces our rate of falling to 60 feet per round.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'd probably want to cast it later then, instead of immediately.
Well, that's
off.
so the joke. Yeah, the joke is I guess the tell on the joke is that I'm being completely silent and I'm not shouting anything to you.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm trying to be stealthy and actually doing a good job. But I'm like, oh no, we're not holding hands.
Yeah,
Like I'm totally
oh,
razzing
shit.
you for taking my hand up on the thing, trying to be like getting closer to you, but then doing a tumble.
Yeah, I think Harold, you're like as you get within 500 feet, Thad is like just outside of arm shot. This is one of the most epic, like Christopher Nolan style practical effects. As the ground is racing towards you, you see this figure there. Something's pulling your focus. You see the army marching in the distance. Thad is mouthing something silently. He's supposed to turn this spell on at a certain point. But yeah, you can make an action for sure.
Do I have the effect of Featherfall yet?
Thad,
when do you?
yeah, tell me,
I guess,
whenever you want to turn it on.
like, what? How high up are we when we're doing this drop?
So you did the drop, I would say 1,000 feet up.
1,000 feet up.
You're falling for
So
quite a
then-
bit, and then the tower itself, the landing of the tower is 100 feet from the surface because it's at the top of these towers. So the surface that you're aiming for, this like solid moonlight upper surface, is over 100 feet from the floor, but you're over 1,000 feet above.
So about 120 feet from the ground. So if we were in combat, it I believe would technically take us 2 rounds to hit. Would be when
in that case, Harold, when they're around 500 feet, upon seeing this guy, is just going to turn to Thad and over the wind shout, "Do it now!"
So then I cast Featherfall. Yeah, when he shouts in response, we've been trying to be stealthy, but now that he's broken that, if he breaks that, yeah, boom, I cast Featherfall.
Okay, I am going to use the Rod of 7 Parts to cast Arcane Gate. The first portal will open directly under me. The second portal will open behind the figure standing on this weird moon thing. And so Harold, in an instant, comes barreling out.
At 60, yeah.
Actually, no. Aelric. I do it to Aelric.
Who is going at terminal velocity. Okay.
Who's going at terminal velocity and it's just going to come barreling out of this thing.
I thought you were gonna have it drop under the figure and have the figure just like appear in the middle of the sky.
I
and
can't.
fall.
The first has to be within 10 feet of me. And that's the
Okay.
entry. I can't like.
And that has to be the entrance.
Yeah, you would use the spell if you could just like figure something and drop it. From
Yeah,
500
yeah. I was almost like, oh my god, this is gonna be horrifying.
You need
Okay.
to be in range of him to do that to him. I could,
Hell
but,
yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
Yeah.
So this figure looks up, sees Aelric like swooping down, starts to make a move. A portal opens within Aelric's swoop, and he just comes out, pow, and smashes this figure at falling speed. So this is going to be, what is the maximum falling damage that is it 10d max 5e falling damage?
What a
Is
surprise for you, man. Like,
I mean, that's for
20
colliding with the ground, not for colliding with a person, right?
Yeah,
well,
it's
no,
20d6 bludgeoning damage.
20d6
they would
for
take
hitting the
that damage,
ground.
though.
So this
No,
is
I mean,
exactly.
right,
So
the-
this is going to be a
the
Aelric.
physics- No, Eric is the ground, right? Like in this, like in the distribution of force, like I know that everything hits back on everything else, but isn't he the ground at a ton?
Okay, so to just not make this the potential instant death of an ally, I will make the opening 30 feet away from him horizontally. So
Okay.
Aelric has a chance to like grapple the guy rather than just bang straight into him. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say we do. This is going to be a Aelric athletics or acrobatics check, and for every success for every number on the dice that you receive or after your modifications, you can choose to reduce the damage you deal to this guy by a d6. So if you get 20 on this roll, you can choose to reduce it by 20 d6 if you choose.
Oh, so I can't pull up and not hit him from this 30 feet range. So the last I heard, Harold has put me well away from this dude.
Oh, so you're going to avoid. Okay, so you're doing a full avoid. You're wanting to fully avoid hitting this guy.
That's what Harold just said, right?
That's the objective here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't you
Tell me
supposed
if
to
I'm
shoot out
mistaking
and
it.
grab him?
I would
It's
still
gonna-
hit him with such force, man. But yeah,
Well, but I mean, like if you're going to do like a side, like I think that if you're going to grab him, he might take some damage, and there might be like a huge amount of weight you have to pick up, but he has to deal with all the whiplash of that, right?
yeah. I think Harold's concern though is he's not
You're gonna
he's
kill
not
him,
the bad guy
basically.
in this situation. He might
Yeah.
be the ally that we need in this moment.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
it's a great. Let's remember this because this is a great weaponization of my mass. But
This is wild. What I'm going to say is, because we are at 9 o'clock, we're just after 9. So it's 9:10. We're going to come back from our break at 9:25, and we're going to start with Aelric doing a surprise round to begin this. At the top of round 1, everyone will land who's not in Featherfall, and we will start our initiative in that way.
okay, you don't need me to make an athletics check then. I'm getting a surprise attack.
You're going to get a surprise. You're going to arrive in a surprise attack turn at that
Gotcha.
distance from him, because Harold wanted you to have that distance to be able to react in a way that you can. So we're going to give that to you.
Gotcha. I'll also be at free fall velocity, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just 30 feet per second. So I'm that 30 feet's gonna go really fast.
I'm gonna figure out how to make that work. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Let's come back in 25 minutes for our audience. Thank you guys so much. This is insane. I have no idea.
25 minutes? Wait.
Sorry,
at
15.
9:25?
9:25. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you for keeping me honest. All right, we'll see you all in a minute.
In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Plucked from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paperwork, she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true cleric now with healing in hand. She'll represent the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a clip. With Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A rogue of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide. The Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Boo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew. Their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. And now for his mate, little Boobo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boobo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane night, with little Boo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journey's just start. The sea's in their blood, magic in their heart. tale of Thaddeus and Bubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart.
In Solania's fields a halfling stood tall, sea gray eyes, a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, and on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds, a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bolder hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Grey, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still. life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. The stick from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Audie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. The stick from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Hunt for luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a clip. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A rogue on the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boobo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the smell, with little Boobo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. And now for his mate, little Boobo's his name.
Okay, we're back. Hi, let's start combat. We're going to be starting with, we've had our players roll initiative, but of course, because he went through a magical portal cast by, was it Arcane Gate cast by Harold? Aelric will be the first to go. So, Aelric, I'm just going to move this over because it is a surprise round so that we can just see that it is you going. There we go. For our audience, I have a circle there around you, Aelric. That's 30 feet. Your placement was based on what Harold said he placed the portal that you're coming out of. That's 30 feet from this mage caster, this arcane caster there. I am going to say that if you want to stop within 30 feet, I'm going to need an athletics check, DC 15. If you want to stop outside of 30 feet, between 30 and 60 feet, that you can call a normal movement action without a dash because of the speed that you're going. So that's how you're going to make a call in terms of whether you want to stop short. So you have to make a successful athletics check, DC 15, to stop short of the circumference of the circle that you're looking at. But you can move, you can redirect yourself, so you don't necessarily have to hit him.
Since this is intersecting this circle here, this this person is in that circle? Like I could make contact with this person?
You could go directly there and make contact as if you were falling. And I will. It's fucking crazy. And I will just to clarify exactly where you are, because I have a little description here somewhere. You are at the upper level locations of the tower. So there is a moonlight. This is all. The circular towers themselves are stone. Everything that is not within the circles of the three towers, like the central area that you're standing on, that is solid moonlight. So that is a translucent moonlight that is solid that you can stand on. There are no railings. You are over 100 feet up from the ground level at this point.
Okay, a little table talk here, guys. We're gonna consider this guy an ally until he attacks me. Is that the general plan or no? That's the way I'm feeling right now. Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm feeling. So I'm gonna roll this athletics check and end up right there.
Cool.
And try to just like stop like right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me that athletics check.
Okay. Harold, you need to roll initiative, buddy.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Uh, 17.
The 17, you're able to full brakes, like landing on an aircraft carrier. Wings come out, dig your heels in, right to a stop, directly in front of this wizard, this magic caster.
Hey, something weird just happened. I rolled 17 for an initiative, but when Harold rolled initiative, it reset my initiative to 7.
Yeah, I couldn't roll for me. I don't know why.
I might, because of ownership stuff, I might have. Let me just. So I think I've just changed your ownership. Try that. But you just rolled a 17.
Yeah, no,
you said. So I can change that for you, Elric. So is it 17 for you, Elric?
Yeah, and it's still it's re-rolling the initiative for me again. It just re-rolled me again, but that's okay.
Me. That was me in the back end.
Okay,
Okay,
so I got
17.
23 now. Okay, great.
No, you got a 17. Like you said, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So, all right. So I pull up and I land right there. And how much time do I have before this thing? Do I have a full round, or is this thing gonna react?
So this is a surprise round. So you get a full turn, and then we're gonna start at the top of round 1. So you get your full turn.
I land right there, fully drawn. I'm with the Salamic Knights.
The Sonic Knights. I'm gonna have to roll a. They don't have. Creature turns. The mage, this archmage, turns to you, wearing dark black robes. Sees you. You say we're with the Salamnic Knights. And
No.
So
I
what did you say?
said I'm with.
You said
the
I'm with the
Salamnic
Salamnic Knights. She looks at you, full surprise in her face. And what comes out of her mouth, almost a knee-jerk reaction, like it's chambered. Death to all those who oppose Lord Soth. Death to those pitiful wardens. You'll never stop me.
Me.
Okay.
I think she finishes
that's it right
speaking and is
there,
like,
huh?
you can see the surprise in her face. There's no, like, she didn't have time to prepare
Yeah.
She saw you
Okay.
in the air and was like, "What is that?" And then you were instantly next to her, declaring your allegiance to her enemy. She had no capacity to like lie or deal with this.
Fantastic. So this is an interesting question because this was a question I was going to ask when I got close enough. So now that I'm that close, do these robes look like Wyhand's robes? This is actually what Vikavar was going to ask, but now that I'm in
Yeah.
distance, that was something I was going to ask as well.
Yeah, no roll necessary. They are the similar robes. The thing about you know enough about the world, and this is kind of a reminder to our audience and everyone. The Order of the Three Towers of the Magi. This is like the only official sanctioned use of magicians in Kryn. The different colors representing the different moons. White representing lawful good or good. Red representing chaotic, and black representing evil. Wyhan might like to describe that as self-interested. The mages are not, they're declared as officially apolitical. They're not allowed to hold political office in Kryn. But for anyone who likes to read Dune, they are kind of in a similar political stance to like the Mentats of Frank Herbert's Dune, where these are very powerful individuals who are often very close to people in power, but not allowed to wield power personally. So most lords and people of high power will have a mage in their retinue or something like that. And the mages of the Black Robes, they're less interested in formal laws, and they're more interested in things that might result in their personal gain. But yes, to answer your question, this is within the same vein of those black robes that Wyhan normally wears. Yeah.
Well, then
Didn't they say
then
Lord Thoth?
She did just say Lord Thoth, yes.
Didn't we kill Lord Thoth? Or did we kill somebody who had a close-sounding name to that?
You might have destroyed the body of Lord Thoth.
Yeah.
Lord Thoth is a death knight and has a nasty habit, like many undead, of coming back to life.
Okay, well, you guys that are still falling, you've seen all of this, I take it? I don't know that you can hear it.
They're not going to hear it, but they're going to. They
No,
see
but
whatever
they
you're
can-
doing, Elric. They see it. Yes.
Yeah,
They see
so
what's
they
going on.
I mean, I'm out of nits now, right? So I don't get to do anything else, right? On this surprise
You
attack.
have an action and a bonus action.
Okay.
You have your turn.
I'm going to take.
You haven't used a turn yet.
Great, so
or you haven't used an action yet. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I start swinging.
Okay. Actually, also because this is a surprise round and they're not ready. Thad, you know, how long does mage armor last?
8 hours, I believe.
8 hours? Incredible. So because this is
Yeah,
a surprise
Bikavar also
round-
says that.
Amazing. This is a surprise round, and they did not expect you. So this mage has not activated their mage armor yet, which is going to give them -3. I believe it's 3 to AC. But yeah, go ahead. I just need to make a note of that on their side.
Okay. $25.
A 25 is going to hit.
23.
Also a hit.
15.
15 will hit because they don't have their mage armor.
19.
19 hits. They get 13.
22.
22 hits.
21.
is
Yeah.
more than 15.
You hit on a 15, so.
Great. So on that last hit, I'm gonna also dispense a superiority die, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. So I need to do damage on all these things.
Yeah.
Great. So damage. The first Sunblade does 6.
6 damage.
Yep.
Cool.
And then 8.
Okay. -6, -8.
And then 10.
Okay.
And then 14.
Oh my god, it keeps going up.
And then 6. There's your grand equalizer. That's the minimum I could do on that thing. And then 9. And then I'm expending a superiority die
Okay.
on that last attack. And I am doing grappling strike.
Okay. That gives you an automatic grapple.
So immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack on your turn, you can expend 1 superiority die, then try to grapple the target. Superiority die, add the superiority die to my strength check. So my superiority die is a die 10. So I'm going to be adding 4 to my strength check. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else it does there.
Okay. So so you're doing an athletics
strength.
check. It's an athletics versus athletics or acrobatics check for a grapple. You have to use athletics. They get to choose between which one. I rolled a nat 20 on this athletics check, so that is a 22.
Well,
to
I got
beat.
19 plus the 4, so I got 23.
Okay, so you beat it by 1. So you were
Yeah.
able to grapple. / grapple.
Yep.
Amazing.
And that's what you see, guys, as you're falling down to the earth.
Yeah, you see him stop short, and you're like, oh, I guess he's a friend. And then you see the blades come out and start swinging. Oh, maybe he's not a friend. And like grabbing, finishing with the grapple. Yeah, so, so I'm here from Solemnia. Death to all opposed. Oh, no! / Oh, God! As you start swinging. Incredible. That's going to be the end of your surprise round. So we're going to go to the top of round 1 now. And as people land, or as people, sorry, what am I trying to say? For people who are feather falling, you are going to feather fall until you arrive. You can place yourself anywhere on this map in terms of where you when you arrive. Until then, you're just off the actual battle map, so you can just still use your character sheet for now. But you're up in the air. So starting round 1, Harold, you are, is it 500 feet still? With Featherfall now. So that means you are, as of this round, 440 feet, because it's 60 feet per turn.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep track of this with your characters. So you're now both of you. Oh no, that was. Let's see if I can do this. 440 feet up. There you go. That's where you're going to be at the end of this first turn. But yeah, tell me what you want to do, Harold. You see Aelric start wailing.
I mean, I can't really do anything from up here. I'm out of range of all of my effects.
Okay, so you're just falling slow. Amazing.
Yeah.
You're just falling slow. Next is going to be the Archmage's turn, who is grappled.
They're incapacitated, so they're going to have to do a check to break it.
They're incapacitated?
No,
You-
they're restrained, right? When they're in a grapple, or are they incapacitated?
Well, it says a grappled creature must use an escape, right? I thought they were incapacitated, but I guess not.
Grappled is weird. So grappled, your speed becomes 0.
Yeah.
And basically grapple just prevents them from moving. And then restrained is a step up from there.
And they have disadvantage on all attacks, so.
The condition ends if an effect lets them move away. I think that's restrained that you're thinking of.
Yeah, no, that's not. It's just their speed is 0.
Yeah. Restrained is disadvantage on attacks.
A grappled creature can use its action to escape. Its speed is 0. Its attacks are affected, and I can move and drag it. But that's it.
Okay, this is in your rules here. Let me just check what it says for you because it's also.
Are you reading the 2024? Alright.
I'm just reading. It just
grappling
whatever came up on my screen. I clicked grappling, rules of grappling, and it opened up a window. I don't know what I'm reading. I don't know what version I'm reading.
Oh, this is in the. Here we go.
Okay, so Vicavar says no. It's just movement of 0. That it's 2024. They updated it. Okay.
It's a 2024 change. We'll have to do that for our next campaign. Is actually update or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not sure if I love it yet. Okay. He's grappled. The mage has just taken a series of stabs and slashes through heavy velvet cloth that has taken quite a lot of the impact. Even though mage armor has not been cast, you can tell that this is like the amount of just drapery going on has turned what could easily have killed many people over into just a very uncomfortable, severely damaging. Amazing. With their bonus action, they are going to cast Misty Step and try to get away 30 feet here. They're going to pop away 30 feet with that Misty Step. And then with their action, as they still haven't seen anyone arrive, going to turn and fire some arcane bursts out of their hands towards Aelric. And this is going to be a series of attacks. I'm just going to do this because it's a bit easier, I believe. Because there's so many of these things. Okay. Does a nat 20 on the first one. Another nat 20. Thank you, Vicavar. I'm concerned. That's no, these are to hits. These are to hits. That wasn't a nat 20. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so the first was a 24, not a nat 20. Second, also not. It was a dirty 20. The third roll was the disadvantage. That was the disadvantage roll. Also a hit. And then we got another disadvantage roll. So this will be another disadvantage roll. This will replace a hit if it's below. It is also a hit. So we have 2 hits so far, and 2 disadvantage rolls. They get 2 more. That is a 20.
There's a natural 20.
That's a nat 20. And then our last is a hit. So we get 3 hits. Okay. I see one more. Oh yeah, we were wrong with the nat 20s, Vicavar. Those first 2, I read them as nat 20s. They were not. But those were those 2 disadvantages. Unfortunately, even on the disadvantage, rolled hits. So this is going to be how much damage? Okay, I need to do some math here. I'm going to roll all 4 attacks, and then we're going to add the maximum because that's how. Okay, so first one, 26 damage.
Oh. After this turn, can I do something?
Yeah. 35. 35. Plus 16. And then
90. So that's 100. 101. And then the max on top of
max
that?
is 45. So that's 45 plus
100 and-
16
it's
plus
100 and-
35 plus
156. 156
25.
damage.
Does that make sense? Plus
Yeah,
26.
it's 156.
Okay. 156 damage. As fires these massive bursts of black ichor out of his hands, almost like the shadows from Thad that he wields, but those are more smoky. This is that thick tar-like blackness that you recognize and have countered in the tentacled horrors that you have been fighting under the name of Shub-Negareth. Yes, Vikavar, we can change one of those to a regular. So, Aelric, that's going to be the total damage and then just minus 45. Because Vikavar's applying his disadvantage to the critical. So still 4 hits, but we just remove that 45 from the... So it's going to be 16 plus 35 plus 25 plus 26.
I was still
Vikavar's
alive.
doing his thing.
Thank you,
Vikavar's
Vikavar.
he's
Thank you,
using the
Vikavar.
rules.
Thank you,
Rules
buddy.
as written. It's raw. It's
Thank you,
raw.
man.
Amazing. Pow, 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 pow. Moves aside. Gonna take a quick perception check. Takes a quick perception check. Looks up. Holy shit! And sees things coming. And starts booking it. To the one of the towers. 1, 2, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is able to get here, and that's going to be the end of his turn. But Harold, you said you wanted. Is this something that you were going to be doing on your turn?
Yeah. Can I just?
Yeah.
How far away from me was Aelric when Aelric went through the portal?
I think it was as
probably
close
left
as
the same
needed
speed.
to be for the spell.
Okay. So then, I guess instead of not doing anything, what I would like to do, I forgot that I could do this, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Is I will use the Fey Touched Misty Step
Okay.
to move from
Move
where I am
yourself.
to directly above the portal and follow
Okay.
him through.
Okay, cool. Happy to do that. In that case, you'll pop out if you want to use that turn. Anything else in your turn, then we'll just say that you're moving directly after the Archmage for this time, and we'll shift you back to the normal initiative.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're going to pop
Misty
out.
Step would be an action anyway, so there's not much that I can do, but I'm in the area now.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, unless you try to do an athletics check, you're going to end up and skid to a halt next to Aelric because you're coming in at that hot speed as well. So you're going to come in, and then you end up right next to Aelric, just slipping below
Featherfall
the
is
last
still-
of that arcane burst. Pow, 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 pow.
Featherfall is still active, though.
Featherfall is still active.
Oh,
you
true. So you're
can
actually not moving that
gently-
fast. So then, in that case, you
gently-
can. My bad. Yeah, yeah. In that case, you can get you. This is where you appear on the map. My mistake.
Blump.
And
Yeah,
Misty
okay.
Step, yeah, as a bonus action, so you should still have an action. Good point, Vikavar. Ooh, is Action Surge a bonus action, or is it just a choice? I think Action Surge is just a choice. Yeah, it's a special.
Action
so
Surge is a choice.
it's just a choice. You just activate it for free.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have an
great.
action still and movement, Harold.
Okay. I'll pop the mage with blasts.
Hell yeah. And the AC is
Are we level 13 now? Yeah.
15.
I think you're level
15?
15 total. Yeah.
Yeah. You might be level 13 in something because
If you're multi-classed, yeah.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Nat 20 on the
With a
end.
nat 20.
Does a 17 hit?
17 hits, 14 hits, because he has not been able to turn on his mage armor. So 14 does just hit. So those are 3 hits, including a nat 20.
Okay. So then slash R 3d10 plus 15 as the base. Plus an additional 15 is 57 damage.
57 damage. Yo. Boom! Triple blast.
And is this fucker still on the bridge?
Still on. That he is there, but if you want to push him,
Yeah, because he's
actually,
gonna fall off the bridge.
he uses shield. He is gonna pop shield after the first hit, but the nat 20 is still gonna hit. So it's only gonna be that middle one of the second hit will be
Okay,
negated
so
with
minus 14 for my total.
Cool.
So it's just 43 damage.
Awesome.
Not 57.
Still takes this mage to a bloodied condition. Looks absolutely messed up. And are you choosing to push?
If it'll mean that he falls and he has to stand up, yes.
If you push, that would potentially get him off the edge of this.
Okay, so no push.
Solid light. Okay. So in that case, he will stay there, looking bloodied, having taken a number of slashes and.
Are we killing him or are we not killing him?
I mean, sometimes I don't know my own strength.
It's gonna be quite difficult to talk Aelric out of killing him.
Amazing. That ends Harold's turn. One of the Omega constructs comes down, pow, lands hard on the ground, doesn't even do a 3-point turn, just kind of takes the impact. It's moving a little faster than a feather fall. Aelric, you've landed at this strength. This is the type of it's a heavy landing, but not fatal. This Omega construct lands, turns immediately to the mage, unstraps its rifle, and takes a shot with its antimatter rifle. It actually rolls a nat 20. And so that is actually 25 for a nat 20. That is going to be, holy jeez. Let me just double check how much damage this is. Okay, that's going to be, let me roll our damage. It's not to Aelric. Sorry, that's the wrong target. 23 plus 51, which is the maximum possible. So that is 74 damage that it deals to the Archmage, who has a total of 74 hit points remaining. This first construct just lands, unstraps its rifle, aims, fires, hits the mage, turns to this new target that had just appeared out of the sky, and then looks down as the space starts expanding, as it burns up and out, leaving emptiness within. And as it goes up to his chest and extends to his sides, his head begins to smile as everything below the neck disappears and it collapses to the ground in an evil grin. Out of the space, the empty void that was this mage, is a roiling black pit of magic. And I am going to say that everyone has until the top of the next round to potentially prevent this thing from escalating. Taking us to Thad.
That is just well, I mean, I fall 60 feet, right? Just off
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah, so you're just at 440
400,
feet above all of this.
right? So as I will wait before we start, before
Mhm.
before I fall,
Yeah,
is that
500
portal
feet.
still there?
Yeah, the portal's like within. You could pull a herald.
You know what? I don't. I think that Thad is just too what the fucked out to be in this like because just everything just suddenly Harold summoned a portal in front of or like I thought we weren't killing this person and he just starts attacking them. Suddenly Harold just is down there doing stuff in my field of view, and
Mhm.
then a giant construct slams into the ground.
Well, don't forget, you also saw that thing just blast the shite out
Oh
of
yeah,
Elric.
it messed Elric up bad with 4 arcane blasts.
Yeah.
Before can I do a spot? Can I just
Yeah.
before I even fall before anything? Can I do an Arcana check on what that mass of if that's a containable what the hell that is?
Hell yeah, give me an Arcana check. I'm gonna say this is DC 15, and then 5 above will get you more.
21.
21. This is definitely something from the Shub Nagaroth that you recognize this energy. The magic wielder who just died was not just a disciple, but clearly holding some sort of spell or artifact that allowed him to be kind of a portal. What you're looking at is a like a portal or an egg of something that will be coming through now, freed from the physical form of this dead mage. But there is an opportunity to get crafty and try to banish or destroy this thing before it fully materializes.
Okay, well then I guess as a bonus, the second that this all flashes, I
Yeah.
instantaneously use my 1 day use face step.
Hell yeah. You come popping out right next to Harold. Throom.
Or Misty Step. Yep.
Yeah,
Boom.
Misty step to the
There.
portal, through the portal, moving at
And then I'm just going
slowly.
to
Yeah.
I have 40 feet of movement because of my long strider, and I'm going to run up,
Hell yeah.
and with my action, I am going to try and disrupt whatever is going on. What do I have to do to disrupt that thing in
Hell
front of
yeah.
me?
What do you so if you had a any type of spell that you might be able to use, or you could try to do a raw arcana or religion check, and I will say that for each spell slot level, this will reduce the difficulty of this roll by 2, and you are starting at a DC 30.
That's a lot of spell slots to burn at the top of this.
Is your phase step an ability or a spell?
It's actually I can use it. I
No.
I have it I have it as a spell, but then it is also my once a day. I believe we all have a once a day usage, but I use
You all have a once a day usage, and if you can cast spells, you have access to it as a spell, and then you can spend a spell slot to cast it. Yeah.
So I have I have it. It is one of my prepared spells from my spell book, but I also have a once a day usage of it, which I just popped. Reduces it by 2.
So unless you, or you could justify an existing spell that you have that might be valuable, right? So you can either take a spell that you have and justify how it might work, or it would be a religion or arcana check, adjusting the spell difficulty by the spell level you expend.
This is dimensional in nature, correct? This thing.
Yeah.
I think this is all going to average out. I think this makes sense. Um, then taking the principles of dimensional door, like a sine wave meeting another, like you know what I mean, like two waves
Yeah.
canceling each other out. Can I
Yeah.
just like cast dimensional door into that space and hope that like it just disrupts whatever summonings is happening to just make the whole thing cancel out into like a poof?
Hell yeah. Does Dimension Door, is it just like you cast it? There's no. Are there any saving throws or checks in any way for Dimension Door?
Well, if I'm using it in a creative manner, I can bring along
Totally.
objects, as long as their weight doesn't exceed what I can carry, and I can bring along one willing creature of my size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity.
Okay,
And I have to
but
be
it's an
within five.
automatic success. You don't have to. There's no like making sure that it's the right location or any of
Nope.
that stuff.
Nope. In fact, Dimensional Door is incredibly powerful because I believe that I can just like describe it. Like if I had a map of a thing, I could describe like where like 20 feet down this hallway, through that door, in that room, as long as it's within 500 feet.
I love this. Okay, I think this is really cool. I love the idea of like using the spell of Dimension Door not to move what you're looking at somewhere else, but to as that magic canceling out this dimensional magic. Love that. I'm gonna say we're gonna bring it to just a straight luck roll. So this is gonna be a D20 roll. You need a 10 or higher.
That's a fourth level spell slot, by the way, that I just used.
Vigovar just put a whole bunch of stuff into the
Yeah,
chat.
this is the
I don't
description
know.
for Dimension Door.
Dimension Door
This will be an
is-
Arcana check, actually. My bad, that Arcana check DC 10.
Wow.
Should be easy for you.
Will a dirty 20 do it?
Yeah, amazing. Thad, what does it look like as you cancel out this thing that was threatening to pop like a zit onto the world?
As I sort of cast Dimensional Door, which I don't think I've only ever done it in the dark. I did it to get out of the oozes, and I'm not.
Yeah, but that was
used to
no one
being
was
able to-
looking.
Since then, normally, like most things with shadows, would come into play, but this is just sort of like the pure energies of the spell, not really being like morphed, right? Because I'm not using it in a standard way. So there's just sort of this like bright flash of light, and all the shadows do cast really long, and there's this sort of like rippling in the like ichor of the portal that's forming,
Mhm.
and then it sort of freezes after the ripple, and it's just gone.
Just gone. And clattering
Little pop.
to the surface of this solid moonlight dais as kung 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 the rest of the constructs all land. There's a light clatter as the piece that you are searching for from the Rod of Seven Sections lands next to the decapitated, still grinning head of the Archmage.
Well, I reach down and grab it. And I like as I'm reaching for it, I go, "That was easy." And
That was easy. You grab it. As you grab it, Thad, you have an image of an Isle of Serpents, an archaeological site overgrown in a vast jungle. And you know its name, the Tomb of Wayward Souls. And then you're back on this dark surface. Dum, dum, dum. All the constructs land, including Becklin. She looks around, sees the dead mage next to you, Thad. Takes a look around. All the other constructs land and face out towards the towers, which is where the the stairs would come up. She raises her visor. She's holding a massive warhammer, magically infused warhammer. Says, "Well, sad I missed the fun."
Unless if there's anything you want to grab, we should pull the airship down and get out of here.
Copy that. She reaches up to activates a little speaking stone that's embedded in her armor. Starts talking.
Hold. Eklund,
Yep.
there is an army marching on this keep. I saw it as I fell. I point in the direction that it's coming. Is it any more visible now than it was from the air?
Actually, from here you can't see it because it's past some peaks. It was only visible when you were coming down from above the mountain range.
How
But you
far
can
away
point
did
to
they-
the direction. It probably, if they're marching all night, it could arrive as early as sunrise.
They could arrive as early as sunrise.
She,
As an afterthought while he's speaking, I'm going to use the rod of 7 sections.
Mhm.
Or 7 parts, sorry, and cast Regenerate onto Aelric.
Amazing.
So.
And as that's going on, he turns to Harold and says, "I did try to use politics."
4d8 plus 15.
I come as Herald of the Salamnic Order. Oh no? Let's fucking go. Like, it's like instantly. Like...
46 hit points
Wow.
you regain.
46
Okay.
hit points. Amazing. Super powerful. Yeah,
It-
Elric
the
already
rod
starts
just
stitching
sort of
together.
touches you, and a cool feeling like mist, like a cool mist on a hot day, just sort of moves over your
Fantastic.
body. It's very different than Thad's healing magic.
It's effective.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Um,
Becklin looks towards the direction that you were pointing. She says, "The only thing in that direction would be Dargard Keep." And she turns back to
Aelric, politics. What did you say?
I said, "I am here with the Salamnic Knights."
And did the sorcerer respond to you?
With an attack.
Ah,
Well, a verbal attack. It said that I don't remember the exact wording, buddy. Do you want me to give me the words again?
give me an intelligence check if you want to remember perfectly.
Well, I think that's probably not going to happen, but we'll give it a shot.
you just say what you remember. It's fine.
I got a 10.
With a 10, said something, Lord Soth, death to all the people, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And that he was here to defy us and all the usual stuff. So I took matters into my own hands because it felt like there was a fight brewing.
Dargard Keep is Lord Soth's stronghold, Becklin?
Dargard Keep is Lord Soth's stronghold. If this
Well,
was a
then
servant of
we-
Lord Soth, then they're likely his army, which means... Well,
We had best find the rod piece and make our exit.
I think
Yes.
as you see that, we have, like, Thad eyes rolled into the back of his head holding the rod 20 feet away, going through, like, an intense arcane vision. Thad, you come back, see Harold and Becklin, two very different head heights, looking out towards you. She says, would your friend be holding said rod piece?
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Excellent. In that
we
case, I'm
have
not sure if
time.
we want to face an army.
No, but we have time, survivors.
All right. I'll call the ship. You can feel free to look around. She starts speaking into her headpiece to one of her constructs.
Harold, do you mean survivors of this keep?
Well, there are lycanthropes here. Are there any bodies?
Up here, you don't see any.
Let's go to the White Tower first, remembering that the White Tower is apparently where all the booty is kept.
Yeah. The White Tower's on the west there. You can see, like, as you walk towards it and look down, it is standing more because of magic than stone. This tower has been torn apart. History says by some sort of a meteor hundreds of years ago. It has the structural integrity of like a Minecraft building where like only a couple pieces hold everything above it because physics. And that's just because it's magical. So there are areas going down where you to go down that tower where you'd have to like drop or fully exposed. Even the whole floor is gone except for a few vertical wall pieces. But that is what you see down the White Tower. Looking down, you can't see, and let me actually double check as you look down into the courtyard there below you. Want to see? I'll be 25. Looking down into the courtyard, you just see this open-air plaza 100 feet below you with moon rock tiles. But you don't see any... You don't see any figures down there. It is quiet and empty and dark.
Well, then to the White Tower.
Okay. As the party moves towards the White Tower, the dead Archmage there, just only a few pieces remaining, just mainly the head and some pieces of cloth. We are going to end our session for tonight, and we will come back next week as the party tries to get a little spelunking in before the armies of Lord Soth arrive at the Three Moons Vault. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for my crazy players making up some wild swings. Absolutely love it. This is this awesome opportunity of coming in with a little bit of reputation in this world. And
Was that encounter meant to be difficult?
it was meant to be difficult if you didn't have access to an airship and like military allies in the land. If you
Just
actually
think if I'd have hit that thing, man. If you'd have just if you hadn't have talked me out of slamming that thing.
if you came up from the ground, like and had to walk to the tower, you might have had a different experience. Dropping in as you did.
Yeah, the antimatter rifle did help. You're right, Vic.
The antimatter rifle also helped. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 68 or something insane.
I mean, that thing was about to have a bad day because I was going to move Misty Step, Action Surge, and just go. So it was about to have a bad day again anyway. So in any event.
Oh, also, let us not forget that Thad prevented the second phase of this battle. Thad shut that down. That was going to be another whole thing going on. That was able to just be like, nah, we're not doing that today. Incredible. We're going to stop there for tonight, but we will come back next week. Thanks to our players, Michael Keane, Sean Boyd, Sam Gilroy, and thank you all for watching live once we actually started recording. And whether watching live or from future time and place, follow, subscribe, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram for more UR Legion experiences. We have this Wednesday, I believe, the resumption of our Behind the Veil, so keep tuned for that. My name has been Coy, and it's been a pleasure to be your storyteller. Until next week, keep rolling those dice. Bye.
Manner born to nobility, Ollie dance through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did you know what fate had planned.